Today our topic is flower, Unit 1.4, Objectives. At the end of this lesson we will be able to identify different parts of the flower and to describe the role of different parts of a flower. Flower. Flower is the reproductive part of a plant, as plant is divided into two parts, vegetative part and the reproductive part. So other than flower, the whole part of the plant is known as vegetative part, but the flower is called as the reproductive part of a plant. It contains the male and female gametes of a plant. Gametes are the cells containing half number of chromosomes. The biological function of a flower is to affect reproduction, usually by providing a mechanism for the union of sperms with eggs. Many flowers have evolved to be attractive to animals so as to cause them to be vectors for the transfer of pollens. Vectors are those substances, things which carry one substance to another. Floral parts. The essential parts of a flower can be considered into two parts: the vegetative part consisting of the petals and sepals, and the reproductive or sexual parts consisting of stamen and carpels. The vegetative part, which consists of petals and sepals, they didn't took direct part in reproduction. Their function is to attract other animals for pollination, so they don't have any direct contact with the reproductive or reproduction process. And the other two, which are stamen and carpels, they took direct part in the reproduction process of a plant. The vegetative parts. Vegetative parts consist of petals and sepals. Petals are modified leaves that surround the reproductive parts of flowers. They are often brightly colored or unusually shaped to attract pollinators. Pollinators may be insects, may be animals, may be humans, anything. Together, all of the petals of a flower are called as corolla. In most cases, petals help in the pollination of a male gametes. In this picture, you can see the white color petals of a flower. And in this picture, it's a brightly colored petals. And these brightly colored petals are used for the attraction of pollinators. Sepals. A sepal is a part of a flower of which is usually green. Sepals typically function as protection for the flower in the bud condition and often as support for the petals when in bloom. In the picture you can see the green leaves of the flower below the red leaves. Collectively the sepals are called as the calyx. In these pictures there are shown different flowers in which the sepal part of the flower is shown clearly, like the green part in the rose flower, in the bud condition of the rose flower, and in the top left there are two pictures of a single flower. One is bloomed flower and the other one is in bud condition. So these sepals, they protect the flower in bud condition and also when the flower is bloomed. Stamens, which is the reproductive part of the flower. The stamen is the pollen producing reproductive organ of a flower. Stamen consists of two parts. The top swollen part of a flower, which contains the male gametes, is called as anther, and the stalk to which that anther is which hold the anther is known as the filament, which provides support to the anther. Collectively, stamens are called as androecium. Carpel or pistils. The pistils of a flower are considered to be composed of carpels. A carpel is the female reproductive part of the flower that bears structures called as ovule. inside which the egg cells ultimately form. So carpel composed of ovary, style and stigma. It also consists of three parts. The uppermost parts on which pollen grains falls or land is called as stigma. Stigma leads to the ovule or ovary with the help of a stalk-like structure called as style, and the lower swollen part of the gynoecium or the carpel is known as ovary. Inside the ovary there are ovules, and inside the ovule there is egg cells. This is the full anatomy of the flower. In this picture you can see all the structures, like from the pedicel, lower the green colored leaves called as the sepals, and then ovary, ovule, eggs, and then style, then stigma and anther filament, which collectively called as the stamen. Petals are there. This is the full anatomy of a flower. Thank you.